Welcome to a new edition of South Sound Business Report. Today we take you to a make-believe town where elementary and middle school students from around the Puget Sound learn about business. This is Junior Achievement's BizTown. Stay tuned. Hello, I'm Jeff Rounce. Thanks for being with us today. The question we explore today is, where do youngsters first learn about business, how it affects their lives, how they can be prepared to be a part of it in the future? On 5.5 acres donated by the Boeing Company to Junior Achievement many years ago, a whole town, actually 2 towns, have been constructed. Today we're going to watch 5th grade students from Peninsula School District's Voyager Elementary as they experience BizTown. Holly Smith-Peterson and Brianne Coates, associate editors of the Business Examiner Media Group, will be our guides through BizTown. Let's go with them now.
The motto of Junior Achievement, which runs JA World and BizTown, is teaching young people to survive in a global economy. That indeed is the goal here, where today students from Voyager Elementary have been assigned jobs at more than 20 different local businesses. Today they have the opportunity to go through a typical workday with all of its triumphs and challenges. Let's hear some of their thoughts coming in.
I'm the CEO of UW Medicine, and I'm hoping to learn how to organize stuff and be the leader over people that I'm not usually a leader over.
I'm the nonprofit director of City Hall behind us, and the most important thing I learned probably was that to do my job correctly, you need the help of all the other people in your business and sometimes other people in other businesses.
I'm a host / anchor at Q13 News, and I think the most important thing I've learned today is that, on, say, live TV, I mess up a lot. So, I don't get a lot of retries on this like people do, so I have to be really clear.
I'm a doctor at UW Medicine, and I am wanting to learn how to take care of patients and help them with their health.
I think the part about working together is really important, because we teach that and we talk about it, and then they don't really connect that that's really important until they're in something like this and they see that it all is interdependent and they have to work together and get along.
Business, of course, ties in with mathematics, and so boy, adding, subtracting decimals, multiplying decimals, it just all comes to life and it makes it real, especially with BizTown. We also do marketplace at our school, which ties in, and we do a lot of career education where students are already thinking 10 years ahead, what am I going to do when I grow up? And in terms of importance, I think that team building is huge. Students like to work independently, but when they have to collaborate, work together, and create some sort of an agreement on this is our product and we don't like your idea, we're going to go with another one, it's hard for students. But that's all about business. When they get older, they're going to have to work as a part of a team, they're going to be on a team, and they're going to have to learn how to share leadership. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow, and with all the different personalities that students deal with, it's just kind of a glimpse of what they're going to have in the business world ahead of them. So this is a great experience, and kids are just having a ball.
And when it comes to preparation for this typical workday, Junior Achievement leaves no stone unturned. Training for the day is over 6 weeks of classroom time, where students learn to manage a checking account, understand a paycheck, perform in a job interview, and relate the link between good work and financial reward. Parents who help for the day, too, attend a mandatory training session on BizTown business procedures and expectations. The goal? Students learn that being an adult in the working world isn't as easy as it looks. However, it can also be a lot of fun.
I think what they're learning is that it's to be in business and to be successful, that it takes a team effort.
The opportunity to see the whole city structure work together, and they're paying bills across the street and up and down the block, and seeing the integration of the supply and demand. I think it's a great opportunity for them to understand where things come from and what it takes to get them.
Now, as our business day begins, Brianne talks with a couple of local companies about why they're involved with this program.
This is Tom Berquist with the state's largest credit union, BECU. Thank you for joining us today, Tom.
You're welcome.
Can you please tell us why BECU wanted to get involved in this program and be a supporter of it?
BECU partners with JA because their efforts closely align with BECU's overall purpose. Our goal at BECU is really to help improve the financial well-being of all of our members. And here at JA BizTown, kids really learn about financial literacy, how to manage money, and how to run a business. And in the long run, hopefully they'll learn these tools and learn how to make better decisions down the road in terms of managing their money.
So was there a need for this type of program?
There's an absolute need. Financial education nationwide is a big issue, and we need to make sure we're preparing our students to make better decisions in the future.
So you said this matches with BECU's mission. What else do you guys do to help with this type of literacy program?
We have, financial literacy is a huge component of BECU's efforts. We have 3 financial educators that are out in the schools year-round. They're also teaching classes to our members from everything in terms of how to set goals, to how to buy a home, a car, and even better budgeting types of skills.
So overall, once kids leave BizTown, what are you hoping they leave with?
It really goes back to making better financial decisions. That's why we support JA. We want to expose kids at an early age to basic money management concepts, things that they will enhance as they get older, and when they are in the real world, be able to make the smart decision and not get into issues or difficult times, difficult credit problems.
And what does your company get out of that if they are better at that?
We really take a big picture view of this. We really want people from the whole community to make better decisions, better financial decisions. So if we can start with the kids and get a whole generation making decisions, that's good for everyone, not just BECU.
Well, thank you, Tom, for joining us today.
You bet. Thank you.
Now we have Kelly Houghton, who is retired from Russell Investments Company, but now owns his own business, Global Index Group. Kelly, you were there when Russell started being involved in BizTown. Can you please tell us the backstory to why the Russell family and Russell Company wanted to get involved with this?
Sure. Actually, Russell's involvement started prior to the building of this building. And I was on the board of Junior Achievement at the request of Junior Achievement, but also Jane Russell, who was the wife of the founder of Russell Investments. And what happened was, as I spent time on the board, I really fell in love with the Junior Achievement program. And then David Moore came and pitched, who was the president of Junior Achievement in Washington, came and pitched the board on, gee, we think that there's this wonderful program, JA World, we'd like to build a building here. What do you think? Do you think we can raise the money to do it? And myself and Jim Shoemake, who was at the time the superintendent of Tacoma Schools, and people from Weyerhaeuser and other places said, we want one here.
Okay.
And so we both, the board members collectively contributed on our own, but we also went out and raised money.
And you specifically went to?
I specifically went to George Russell.
Okay.
Who had started his family foundation by the time this all worked out. And I went to George, and George, of course, was a great entrepreneur, a great supporter of programs for kids, and a great supporter of financial education. And I went to him with David Moore, and we went into him and said, George, this is the exact kind of program that your foundation was set up to support. You need to give money.
And did he?
And we had a long discussion, and finally he said to me, Kelly, what is it going to take to get rid of you? And I said, $1 million. And so now it's the JA World George Russell BizTown.
Nice.
And that was a great contribution on the part of George. I think that...
Why do you think you and him wanted to be so involved in this type of program? What about it drew you in and then drew him in?
Well, we think that by and large, it's very important for kids to understand how they can fit into our economic world and how the economic world works. In other words, financial education. And that financial education is crucial to having people be constructive citizens when they grow up. And it was wonderful to be able to contribute to more kids going through this. And I came to believe, and many people had to hear about the fact that I believed, that having this building was going to change the culture of Pierce County as a whole. Why? Because we were going to try and get as many kids as possible all across Pierce County and Western Washington now to go through this program and learn about financial economics and entrepreneurship. And if we can get people to want to participate in our economic system, both through working, but also through entrepreneurship, we'll have a better community.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay, thank you.
Now that we've heard from some local businesses, let's see what's happening inside.
My job is the sales manager at IKEA. My favorite part is when the customers come and I like to type in their account number and get the money from them.
My job is the CFO of UPS. My favorite part about it so far is printing out all the checks.
My job is AAA Maps right here. And the hardest thing about it is I work alone because I don't have an adult with me. And yeah.
I work at Nordstrom's, and the hardest part about it would probably be to keep up with the customers and just I wore the wrong shoes, I think. They're really hard on my feet, but the hardest part would probably just be catching up, try to catch up with the customers and just everybody's coming in it's just lots of people are coming into Nordstrom's.
So that's a view of BizTown from a 5th grade perspective. Jeff, what's the broader background, or the adult vision, so to speak?
So Bree, to answer your question, let's look at the adult side of Junior Achievement and JA BizTown. This is David Moore, who is the CEO of Junior Achievement for Western Washington, now perhaps expanding to serve more of the state?
We serve kids throughout the state of Washington, so it is Junior Achievement of Washington. We're now in Spokane, Tri-Cities, throughout the region, so a lot of kids get to go through the program.
How did this project come together, and when was this?
Well, this project came together about 9 years ago. It's probably, since its inception and the idea came about, was maybe 10 years ago. And the idea behind JA BizTown and JA World and JA Finance Park is to elevate the experience and the imagination of the child. So we've always been a program that is hands-on. What this program does here is it excites the mind and the imagination, and it connects the kids to the real world in no other sense that they've ever had it before in the classroom.
So it's experience that they see when they're with their families, when they're on the street going back and forth to school. This is the business world that they're seeing, and here they're actually learning in it.
It really is, and you'll hear comments from kids that for the first time they really get what mom and dad do when they go to work. And they understand, kids will tell you, now I understand why mom and dad come home kind of tired and stressed at night, because it's really hard to run your own business.
Now, I've known you a long time, David, and I know you're a very creative guy. I also know that you don't claim sole credit for the imagination that created BizTown and this whole complex. Where did it come from?
Well, it really originally was an idea that came out of our national headquarters, and we'd been working with a number of different programs to create this really high-level, engaging experience. And so we worked with a school district in Pinellas County, Florida, who had a program called Enterprise Village. Okay. And we worked with them, and we learned about the program as they were doing it. They'd been involved with it for about 5 years And we're also developing a high school curriculum for budget and financing. And so we adopted that program. We had actually 9 superintendents from this region take the time to go to Florida to look at this program, to talk to parents, to talk to kids, to see the kind of impact that it was having with these kids over a long period of time.
Puget Sound area superintendents.
Absolutely.
And they happened to be in Florida. It wasn't like you flew them down there for
no,
this trip.
No, they were at a conference in Orlando.
So they could actually see a working model of this. Did it excite them?
I think to a person, they could not believe the kind of impact that it was having. But beyond that, they had the opportunity to talk to the parents who said, we've been doing this for 5 years, and this is the most exciting time of our children's schooling is when they get to go through this program. So they heard from teachers, they heard from parents, and they heard the really great stories from the kids.
So we've heard a little bit about some of the fundraising that put this together, but there's an ongoing financial support from business for this learning. How does that work?
Well, the way that works is we have many companies within our region who are very thoughtful and very deliberate in how they contribute to the community and support our youth. And so what they see with JA BizTown and JA Finance Park, it's a way to expose them to their industry, to their business, and so they pay a sponsorship partnership fee to be involved in this program here.
So in effect, their brand is on these storefronts because that's representative of their financial support for the program itself.
Exactly, and I think we have a community in Seattle and throughout Puget Sound that is very responsive to the needs of our young people, and this is something they like to focus on.
And you're able to now extend this program. I know there's a similar project such as this in Yakima.
Yes, isn't that great? Wow. A smaller community, right. Not the size of our community, but a very high need, a group of young people who really need to understand financial literacy. So what that gives us the opportunity to do is to have a greater reach throughout Central Washington and Eastern Washington.
Very interesting concept. It's wonderful, the success that has happened here, and you're extending it now. I assume maybe Eastern Washington beyond Yakima, Spokane might be next, or Tri-Cities?
Spokane will be another area that we'll be focused on. We really want to do more up in our northern area with Bellingham. Believe it or not, Jeff, these are programs that are actually can be done through mobile finance parks. So we're looking at opportunities to do that too. Every child should have the opportunity to plan for the future and to allow them to consider what they do in the classroom is so relevant to their success later in life. That's the key behind junior achievement.
Important information. Thank you, David Moore. I think we can learn more about this by going back inside BizTown to one of the storefronts.
I have to take pictures of everybody at every business and then take group pictures. And the hard part about it is to just take good pictures. And
I'm the sales manager at Nordstrom. Probably trying to find the right amount for each thing and to get profit.
My job is State Farm, and I'm hoping to learn how to the insurance agency stuff works.
I'm the CFO of Tacoma Waters, and before this trip, I was willing to learn what it'd be like to be a CFO of a business like this, like the actual financial responsibility, and yeah.
Now we're talking with Chuck Bozzetto, Superintendent of the Peninsula School District. Welcome.
Thank you.
You've been involved with Peninsula School District for a long time, and BizTown has been a big part of what the students do. You're new as superintendent though, so why is it so important to continue this program?
Oh, I think it's great. We have all of our elementary kids and all of our middle school kids attend, and I think it's really important for them to get financial literacy, get real life experiences. I was meeting with a group of parents earlier this week, and all the parents were talking about the wonderful experience and the enlightenment their students were having just having this experience. So I think it's fabulous for students to get this experience, get a little financial literacy in their backgrounds.
Do you see a difference in the excitement between the 5th grade and the 8th grade levels? Is there a difference in excitement and maturity, I guess?
You know, right after the visits to BizTown, there's lots of excitement in 5th grade, and then, you know, Finance Park for 8th grade as well. And I think what we see is we see them begin to carry that as they go into high school.
Well, Chuck, thanks so much for being with us today.
Absolutely.
Well, our day is flying, so let's head back inside to see what the kids are doing. More than 70,000 students have come through JA World programs since its beginnings in 2004, and its value to the next generations of workers remains undisputed, especially to teachers.
I think BizTown has been a great opportunity for these kids because they have learned valuable life skills and things that they are going to use for the rest of their lives, and it's also given them opportunities to look at how our economy works and how businesses work and the circular flow of money, and I think also it's just made them excited about their future, and it's been valuable, I think, to them, and just their enthusiasm's been just something that I've treasured to watch during this time.
I think one of the greatest benefits is its real-world experience. So all the things we practiced in class, whether it be for BizTown or just doing our math on a day-to-day basis, this is the real-world life application right here. So it's a great hands-on experience, and the kids kind of see a purpose today for all the things that they've been working on up to this point. But also, I think it was so exciting to see their, when they got their job assignments, how excited they were. And I think that kind of gets them thinking of life outside 5th grade and beyond 5th grade. And you don't ever know what that will trigger in them. It might be just a little spark, for a career choice down the road for them. And the other thing is, I think it makes them feel like adults. After we did our deposit tickets and our check registers yesterday, one of the boys said, "I feel like my dad."
What I've witnessed is these kids just so excited, to be here and to see, how businesses run and how there's workers and then there's people who are running it and writing the paychecks. And I've seen a lot of the kids realize that there's a budget, that they don't have enough to buy the bobblehead, so they're going to have to wait to the second paycheck to get that thing that they have their eye on. So that's an important skill in life.
Well, I just think that it's important that they kind of see some of the real world aspects to what they're learning is going to do for them, some of their math skills that they're seeing that, gosh, I actually need to know this to function in the real world. Just simple things like writing out a check and helping them subtract that. I see a few of them go, gosh, I really need to know this, don't I? So.
And that wraps up our workday, or rather our time spent observing the students in their workday at Junior Achievement BizTown in Auburn. Thanks to JA, thanks also to BECU and Kelly Houghton, also to the Peninsula School District and Voyager Elementary. Great appreciation to Mobility Media Design and Richard Aronson for putting in an extra long workday to help bring this program to you. We'll be back again with a new episode of our South Sound Business Report next week, same time, same channel, and hope you'll join us then.